Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this July the 19th, 2023. I'm hoping everybody's having a great Wednesday out there, so everybody has a great Wednesday afternoon. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in today's video, we're going to be talking about Tropical Storm Dawn, still churning in the north central tropical Atlantic. Also, we're going to take a look at the weather radar across the nation. Also, we're going to take a look at the watches, warning, and advisory map for your location. Also, we're going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today and again for your Thursday and your Friday. Okay, if you're a new viewer and have not subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Love to have you. Like these videos, share these videos, and if you have not subscribed to my channel and you like my daily forecast content, please smash that subscribe button, and that way you get my forecast twice per day. Alright, we're going to start off with Tropical Storm Dawn first. As you can see, satellite imagery here showing Tropical Storm Dawn. Looked better organized today than it did yesterday. It was poorly organized yesterday. Because it was over cooler waters. Today it's getting a little more better because it's moving to the south, a little bit over warmer waters of the central tropical Atlantic. So I would not be surprised to see this system may increase in speed, wind speed that is, over the next couple of advisories to come per the National Hurricane Center there in the next few advisory. Like I said, the next, well, currently it's the 3 p.m. advisory is already out. I think it'll be the 6 p.m. or 9 p.m. advisory tonight. Will be the next advisory come out from the National Hurricane Center. All right, we're going to take a look at the the National Hurricane Center track for Tropical Storm Dawn. Currently located at 3 p.m. this afternoon. This is the current position. By 12 p.m. Saturday, it should be located here, and then by 12 p.m. Monday, it's just a post-tropical cyclone located over the northern portions of the tropical Atlantic. If you're tracking it at home, current location is 33.9 north, 39.6 west. Movements to the west-southwest at 5 miles per hour, and the maximum sustained winds are near 40 miles per hour with higher gusts. And it's classified as a tropical storm with winds of 39 to 73 miles per hour. If it was 39 miles per hour or less, it would be classified as a tropical depression. All right. Okay, center of rotation, the center of the storm is located here, taking it off to the west-northwest, and then back to the north, and then back to the north and east. And like I said, it looks like it's going to take just a northeaster instead of making another circle. It looks like it's going to take a just more of a northeasterly turn this time instead of the meandering like it did, made that full loop over the tropical Atlantic that one time. All right. Let's take a look at the intensity guidance of the tropical cyclone. As you can see, it's 35 miles per hour with knot winds, but around 40 miles per hour wind speed. It keeps a tropical storm all the way through 108 to almost 120 hours. Then drops it off into a tropical depression about 108 to 144 to 156 hours out. So it should weaken in the next 2 to 3 days. So, like I said, that's why they say by Saturday it should become a post-tropical cyclone over the north central tropical Atlantic. All right, let's take a look at the weather radar across the nation now. As you can see, we got scattered showers and storms over portions of southern Canada, also over toward Newfoundland, racing portions of Canada. Scattered activity to widespread showers and storms. Standing up here from portion of just south of New York City over to Pennsylvania through a portion of Washington D.C. Got more widespread showers and storm. We got a tornado watch also in effect. You'll see that in the watch in the watches, warning, advisory map in just a few minutes. Also, we got more widespread showers over portions of Virginia. Some starting to blow up here in portions of North Carolina. Scattered activity in the coastal water. Also down toward the Bahamas, a portion of Cuba, southeast Gulf of Mexico. Also Puerto Rico looked good, except for shower below, just on the south side of you guys. More widespread showers and storms extending from Tennessee all the way back into Missouri. Also more widespread showers and storms moving through Minnesota into Wisconsin, all the way into southern Canada. Scattered activity there as well. Hawaii and Chain Island, you get some showers and storms off of Tropical Storm or Hurricane Calvin in your vicinity there. The southern portion of Alaska got a few scattered showers there. Also more widespread showers off the coastal areas of Alaska. Guam, you got some scattered showers around the island there as well. Okay, here we go. All right, still got some flood advisory that we're talking about earlier over eastern North Carolina, southeastern Virginia. Special weather statements here for air heat some heat indices over 100 in southeast North Carolina, southeast Georgia, northern Florida, southern Florida, the Panhandle of Florida, through much of Alabama, through western Kentucky, all of Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, southern Missouri, southern Kansas, through much of Oklahoma, much of Texas, portions of New Mexico, northeastern portion and central portion of Arizona, southern California there as well. We got some flash flood warnings in effect for southern Illinois and the Tennessee, some flood advisories in central and western Tennessee. We got them excessive heat warnings in effect for Arkansas, down in Mississippi, Louisiana, also over in the southeastern portion of eastern portion of Oklahoma, northeastern and central Texas, southeast Texas, west Texas, southeastern New Mexico, western and southern Arizona, and southern California. Excessive heat watches also in effect for southern California, also northern portion of Utah. Still got that air quality alert right over here, portion of Oregon, and red flag warning there as well. And also got some wind advisory of Montana. Also got river flood warning still in effect for South Dakota, and now just for Mississippi and northern Louisiana. Alaska looks good. So I've got one little special weather statement there for you guys. Still got that tropical storm warning around the island chain there of Hawaii. Got some high wind warnings also on the island there as well. Tropical storm warning also in effect for the southernmost tip of the Hawaiian chain island. Alright, Storm Prediction Center time. Alright, as you can see, we got general thunderstorms over Maine. Also down here in Georgia to the Florida Keys, all the way back to Arizona, New Mexico, back to California, all the way up to South Dakota, Michigan, and also toward Illinois, all the way back into portions of New York State. We got a marginal risk extending from portions of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia region, all the way down into the Carolinas and Georgia, all the way back over to you guys in northeast New Mexico, eastern Colorado, portion of Wyoming, also some over here in portion of Oregon and Washington, portion of Nevada and Utah, that is, and all the way back up into Minnesota and Wisconsin region. Slight risk over here in the Outer Banks of North Carolina, all the way into southeast Virginia and eastern Virginia, and a slight risk from North Texas all the way into Minnesota and Wisconsin region. Alright, if you live in Virginia Beach, Virginia, Omaha, Nebraska, Minneapolis, Minnesota, St. Paul, Minnesota, Norfolk, Virginia, slight risk for severe weather this afternoon. If you live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland, Charlotte, North Carolina, Washington, D.C., Nashville, Tennessee, marginal risk for severe weather this afternoon. Tornado probability, 2% over eastern North Carolina and Virginia, over Nebraska, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and also up into northern Wisconsin. 5% over northeastern Wisconsin. And if you live in Duluth, Minnesota, 5% over Minnesota, excuse me. If you live in Duluth, Minnesota, Superior, Minnesota, Hibbins, Minnesota, and Claggett, Minnesota, 5% risk for a tornado this afternoon. Virginia Beach, Virginia, Minneapolis, Minnesota, St. Paul, Minnesota, Norfolk, Virginia, Lincoln, Nebraska, 2% risk for a tornado this afternoon. Winds, 5% in the brown, 15% in the yellow. Eastern North Carolina, Virginia, Texas, all the way into Minnesota and Wisconsin, 5% in the brown from Minnesota to Carolinas, also here in Utah and Nevada. And at 15% includes Virginia Beach, Virginia, Omaha, Nebraska, Minneapolis, Minnesota, St. Paul, Minnesota, Norfolk, Virginia, 15% risk area. Also, if you live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland, Charlotte, North Carolina, Washington, D.C., Nashville, Tennessee, 5% risk for damaging winds this afternoon. Hail probability, same area, 5% from the Carolinas all the way back into the Minnesota, Wisconsin region. 15% there as well from Minnesota all the way back in eastern Colorado. The significant hail threat will be in the areas if you live in Minneapolis, Minnesota, St. Paul, Minnesota, Rochester, Minnesota, Duluth, Minnesota, Bloomington, Minnesota, surrounding areas. And if you live in the 15% risk, this includes Omaha, Nebraska, Minneapolis, Minnesota, St. Paul, Minnesota, Lincoln, Nebraska, Rochester, Minnesota, 15% risk there. If you live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland, Charlotte, North Carolina, Washington, D.C., Nashville, Tennessee, 5% risk for large hail. Alright, let's take a look at day 2. As you can see, we got general thunderstorm from a portion of Vermont, New Hampshire, all the way down to northeastern North Carolina. Then again from Georgia to the Florida Keys, all the way back to Arizona, New Mexico, back to Nevada, all the way to Montana. We have a marginal risk then from New York State through North Carolina, southern South Carolina, all the way back to Colorado, New Mexico, and also into Wyoming. All the way back up to western Michigan. We have a slight risk over the Carolinas. Same up here from Michigan down into Kentucky and also back over to Pennsylvania. Also over here in Oklahoma, back into Colorado. Enhanced risk, eastern Colorado and southwestern portions of Kansas and western Oklahoma. And if you live in the areas of Garden City, Kansas, Liberal, Kansas, Guymon, Oklahoma, Lamar, Colorado, enhanced risk for severe weather on your Thursday. If you live in Detroit, Michigan to Denver, Colorado, this includes Indianapolis, Indiana, Columbus, Ohio, Charlotte, North Carolina, slight risk for severe weather. Also, if you live in Memphis, Tennessee, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Nashville, Tennessee, Atlanta, Georgia, Tuscaloosa, Oklahoma, marginal risk for severe weather on your Thursday. The tornado probability, 2% over the Carolinas, all the way back into Michigan and Ohio. Also over here in portions of Colorado, Kansas, and Oklahoma. If you live in Detroit, Michigan, Indianapolis, Indiana, Columbus, Ohio, Charlotte, North Carolina, Denver, Colorado, Columbia, South Carolina, and I would say Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Sumter, South Carolina, a few other areas, you're under 2% risk for a tornado on your Thursday. Winds, we have 15% over the Carolinas, also in Kentucky and Michigan, also again over here in Oklahoma, back into Colorado. Sorry about that, my computer's updating the information. I'm going to get back to the wind. 30% over this area here in the red. And if you in the significant severe area, and this is pretty much 30% risk area as well. If you live in Garden City, Kansas, Dodge City, Kansas, Liberal, Kansas, Guymon, Oklahoma, Lamar, Oklahoma, and this includes significant area for severe damage and wind, and also 30% risk area as well. If you live in Detroit, Michigan to Cleveland, Ohio, this includes Indianapolis, Indiana, Columbus, Ohio, Charlotte, North Carolina, surrounding areas, 15% risk. And if you live in Memphis, Tennessee, to Atlanta, Georgia, including Denver, Colorado, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Nashville, Tennessee, 5% risk for damage and wind. Hail probability, 5% in the brown, 15 in the yellow. Pretty much same area, Detroit, Michigan to Cleveland, Ohio, including Denver, Colorado, Columbus, Ohio, Indianapolis, Indiana. 15% risk for large hail from Memphis, Tennessee, all the way to Atlanta, Georgia, including Nashville, Tennessee, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Charlotte, North Carolina, 5% risk for large hail. All right, let's take a look at day 3, and then we're going to wrap up the video. Okay, we got general thunderstorm from Maine to the Florida Keys, all the way back to New Mexico and Arizona, back over to Wyoming. Also, we got marginal risk in it through New Mexico, all the way into Wyoming and western Nebraska. Also, over here, portions of the Mid-Atlantic around the Washington and Philadelphia region, central southern South Carolina, all the way back to Oklahoma. And if you're in the marginal risk, this includes Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland, Denver, Colorado, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Georgia. Probability, 5%. Same area, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Georgia, including Baltimore, Maryland, Denver, Colorado, Washington, D.C. areas and surrounding vicinity. Alright, well, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Everybody continue to stay safe and well. Enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos, and we will catch you back in the next video. Have a great Wednesday.